Serious actress. In her latest project, she gets to sing as well as act, and she looks pretty comfortable in the role of a talk show host. Dolly plays a country girl who comes to Chicago and becomes a talk star by accident. The movie is Straight Talk from Hollywood Pictures. It opens tomorrow. Dolly Parton is with us from New York. Hi, dear.
Well, hello again. Nice to be with you.
Same here. What attracted you to this script?
Well, it was a perfect script for me because it's very much like my own life, for one thing, and the fact that it's about a country girl that goes to the big city, feels like a fish out of water, which is exactly what happened to me back in 1964 when I went to Nashville. But this girl has a hope that she can help people. She has a habit of talking too much, which I sort of do myself. And she accidentally gets on the radio. She's actually a switchboard operator, and she's mistaken for this new radio psychologist that's supposed to come in that day, and she cuts the lady off because the lady's calling to say her son is ill and she's not there. Her name was also Shirley. So anyway, this character that I play, I go down the hall and to get a cup of coffee, they say, "Shirley?" I say, "Yes." They throw me on the air, and I become famous just from giving down-home horse sense advice, and that's something I certainly understand. Kind of a Cinderella story in my life has kind of been that, too. Is
it a comedy?
Yeah, it's got a lot of fun, and it's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of humor, because it's got a lot of down-home country sayings, a lot of wit, and it's got a lot of wonderful colors in it. And James Woods is my leading man, and he does a real good job. It's an unusual role for him to play, but I think he did it real well. We have Griffin Dunn and Philip Bosco, Michael Madsen, and a lot of wonderful people that are in this film.
Boy, that doesn't sound like a James Woods movie.
Well, no, it doesn't, but I think he wanted to do a script that was a little more lighthearted than some of the more intense roles that he's known to play. But he's a very fine actor, as you know, and he's a very intense person, but he was very gentle, very sweet, and he was quite romantic and a wonderful kisser.
Dolly.
It's true.
How do you like being a talk show host?
Well, actually, it was a lot of fun, and because I've been on radio all my life, I actually bought the little radio station in my hometown, the first station I was ever on when I was a kid, and I've spent many hours, many years with disc jockeys talking when people call in, and people have always come to me for advice anyway, so doing it on the radio in a movie just seemed perfectly natural.
Would you ever want to do it? Would you ever want a Dolly Parton talk show?
I don't think so, because there's a lot of pressure, and I'm very sensitive, and when you have very serious emotional subjects like the one that you've just had on, I was watching here, I think I would probably break under a lot of that pressure. But you do a wonderful job talking to the people, but I think I'd do better playing that part in a movie.
What do you like? Do you like acting better than singing?
No. But I like acting, and I'm liking it a little better all the time, because I think I get a little better at it every time.
Why do you like it?
Well, because it gives me a chance to do something different. It gives me a chance to kind of express myself, and it's kind of playtime. Show business is play-like anyway, and it's kind of like a kid getting to play something different. It's like, oh, goody, today I get to play a talk show host, or today I get to be a secretary. But I like it, especially this particular film, because I did get to incorporate my music in it. I had the opportunity to write all the songs for the soundtrack.
How does this switchboard operator turned talk show host by accident get to be a singer?
Well, the character does not sing. I put the music in, and it's kind of voiceover almost. Kind of like music video in a way. It enhances a lot of the montage scenes, and it just gives you more insight into what the character feels. And
are any of the songs being released?
Yes, they are. In fact, the first single is out right now. It's called Straight Talk, and it's on Hollywood Records, and they're out promoting it. That's part of the little video that you showed. Some of that is from the movie, just intercut with the music video.
How did you like working with the Disney people?
Well, I found them very wonderful. They've been very willing to promote this movie, and they've been very kind to me, very supportive of everybody that was in the movie. And this is my first time to work with them, and hopefully it will not be my last.
Have you and Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, did you ever talk about following up 9 to 5?
Well, yeah, we've talked about it ever since 9 to 5 came out and was a big hit. And we've tried to find projects. I've had 2 or 3 stories myself that I came up with and had different writers on, but never turned out real good. And we've had several scripts. But, you know, 9 to 5 was such a special, precious little movie. It was kind of like a little mini classic. And I think we need something that's equally as good, if not better. And those kind of things are hard to find. So we've just kind of been a little skeptical about it. We'd love to work together. We've been good friends through all these years, and as you know, Lily and I did the toast at Jane's wedding reception. Party. I saw you there, and they're coming down to Dollywood to help me open that on April 25th, and so we're going to have another gathering. So maybe if we keep hanging out together enough, some wonderful story might just pop out of our heads, and maybe we'll get to work together again.
You'd have to get Dabney Coleman back, though. Well,
Dabney's great, and I'd love to work with him, so who knows, we may one of these days come up with something great.
How is that park doing, your Dolly World?
Well, Dollywood.
Dollywood.
It's Dollywood, but it is a big part of my world, and of course, you know, it's up in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and this is our 7th season.
Wow, I remember your first one.
Yeah, I know. It just seems like yesterday that we opened, but it's grown every year, and this year we have our new edition called Show Street, and that's why we're having Burt Reynolds and Jane and Lily and Ted Turner's even coming by to kind of help dedicate the Show Street. Burt is performing there with me on the 25th for 2 shows, and Reba McEntire on the 26th for the opening weekend. So we're becoming more and more like a culture center every year. People love it. It's a wonderful thing that we do a lot of wonderful work for education.
Is it very successful?
Yes, we do very well. In fact, we've grown every year, and I think we're about the best park in the whole South.
Is it true that you're working also on a sitcom?
Well, I'm working on trying to develop another sitcom, because a lot of people thought that I would have gotten soured or scared or frightened about when the variety show that I did called Dolly didn't work. But it didn't work because it wasn't right. But I still would love to do television. I'd like to do a 30-minute sitcom that has to do with the music, incorporates that, and has a little story. I'd probably have a different name, but it would kind of be like Roseanne Barr being Roseanne Barr and Bill Cosby being Bill Cosby, but with a little different story. So when that time comes, which maybe it won't be this season, but I'm hoping someday I will get to do that.
What network?
Well, I don't know. All 3 are interested, and it'll just depend on who offers me the best deal.
Dolly Parton, she plays Shirley in the new film Straight Talk, which opens tomorrow everywhere from Hollywood Pictures. Wide, as they say. We'll come back with this delightfully talented lady and your phone calls after this.
But life isn't fair. Not fair. Doesn't even say you have a right to be happy, just to pursue it.
But no one appreciates me, and I try to be fair, and they
Get
don't.
Get down off the cross, honey. Somebody needs the wood.
Hello, I'm David French in Washington.
It opens tomorrow. The guest is Dolly Parton, and we go to Gainesville, Florida. Hello.
Yes, Dolly. I'm in Gainesville, Georgia, actually.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I saw on TV a couple of years ago, and I also come to see you every year at Dollywood, that you had some Japanese businessmen there and were developing a Dollywood in Japan, and I wondered how that is coming along.
Well, it's kind of in a holding pattern right now. The people did come over from Japan. The Japanese government was very interested in building a Dollywood over there because they were impressed with the way we had our park run. And of course, there have been some delays because of some problems the Japanese government's having. I guess all governments do have their problems. But anyhow, as far as I know, they're still interested, and maybe some of these days that might come to be. But even if it doesn't, we're very proud of the one we have up in Pigeon Forge, and I hope to see you there this year.
Albuquerque, New Mexico for Dolly Parton.
Hi, Dolly. I'd like to know who you prefer, Dwight Yoakam or Howard Stern.
Well, I don't like to make differences between anybody. Dwight Yoakam's very nice. I got cut off in the last part. Who did you ask me?
I think Howard Keel. He's a little older now, but he's a great singer.
Yes, he is.
Dallas, hello.
Hello. I'd like to ask Dolly if she feels that the music business has changed any since she first started, back, like she said in...
Now, how much has that country feel changed?
Well, actually, the music business itself has changed a great deal. Country music has certainly changed, and I've been in it for many, many years, and I've been very proud every time that there's a new excitement about country music. And certainly, we have a lot of wonderful things going on with Garth Brooks and Randy Travis and Travis Tritt and all those wonderful people that we have, all those young ladies like Lori Morgan and Reba McEntire, and it's just wonderful to see it happening. I think people are kind of missing the Western heroes that we used to have, like in the Western movies, and I think people want to get back to kind of having sweet, basic heroes that they can understand. And country music also is about real problems and real people.
How do you explain Garth Brooks?
Well, I don't try to. I think it's working, and I think he's wonderful, and I think it's helping country music, and I think we need a hero, and he's wonderful, and I'm just happy to see that it's happening in country music.
To Falls Church, Virginia, with Dolly Parton. She stars in Straight Talk with James Woods. Hello.
You have never looked better, Dolly.
True.
Well, thank you.
What do you think of the presidential race?
Are you involved in politics?
Well, of course, I have my opinions on everything, but I don't get involved in political conversations. I think that some types of entertainers with certain personalities, I think you make a lot of people mad, and I have a lot of friends, but I certainly have my opinions. I hope we get somebody wonderful, and I hope that whoever we get, we all try to support and just try to help one another have a better country than we have, and we do have a great country. We just need to improve a lot of things.
Virginia Beach, Virginia. Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. I heard that some of the proceeds from Dollywood goes to a scholarship fund, and is that true?
Well, we have what we call the Dollywood Foundation. We have been given scholarships to children in Sevier County for many, many years. Long before I even had Dollywood, I had the Dollywood Scholarship Foundation. But this is, we now do a lot of work through our foundation with educating the kids, and we try to encourage kids to stay in school. We have a very high dropout rate in that part of the country, and it's very close and dear to my heart, as many of my own relatives did not have an opportunity to have an education. So I think it's only right when you get into a position to help that you do help, and we have done some wonderful things there, and we do give scholarships every year in addition to helping the kids with other problems that they have to try to keep them in school.
We'll be back with some more moments with Dolly Parton. The film Straight Talk opens tomorrow from Hollywood Pictures all over the United States and Canada. Back after this.
Anything goes, so let's not be shy, because you're among friends. Okay, and our first caller is... Oh, good grief, look at me. Oh, what a mess. I wish this was on TV so you could see how messy I really am. I'm busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest.
Martin from Covington, Kentucky. Dolly's at our studios in New York. Hello.
Hi, Dolly. This is Jerry Floyd.
Hi,
I'm a
Jerry.
big fan of yours, Dolly.
Thanks.
And I think that, do you think that of all your success and everything that you do you feel you're underestimated as a country songwriter?
Well, I thank you for that compliment. I don't know how everybody sees me, but for my personal self, I take my songwriting more serious than anything else I do. I think if I had to give up everything else, I would choose to write and sing, and especially to write.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that brings the most of you out, right?
Well, my songwriting is my singing and my songwriting, that's what brought me out of the Smoky Mountains and brought me into Nashville, into Hollywood, and into the movies. But there's just something about the songwriting that's kind of like therapy for me, but it's also very creative, and it's very entertaining, and it's just a wonderful thing that I enjoy very much.
Yeah. Our co-anchor of the news coming up is Susan Rook. She's one of the most popular figures on CNN, and she is crazy about you, Dolly.
Oh, great!
So we're going to put you and Susan on together.
Okay, hi, Susan.
Hi, can I ask a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Will you yodel?
Yodelay. You mean like the Good morning, Captain, yodelay.
That's a dying
That's not yodeling, that's yipping.
That's a dying art, that really is.
Well, thank you for being a fan. Larry told me that you were while we were in commercial, and that's very nice. We're a fan of yours, too. You do a fine job.
Well,
thank you.
Thank
you both. Thanks, darling.
Thanks,
good luck
Larry.
with the thanks. Good luck with the movie. The movie is Straight Talk. It opens tomorrow nationally. The star is Dolly Parton, and James Woods, good friend, is in it as well. Tomorrow night, the John Gotti Defense Team.